don't come on this stream.
Yeah.
No, listen, let's go on to the United game. Did any of you guys manage to see it? Did you pick up on anything there?
Chris, cut the bullshit. What do you think of the United game?
I think
What
Eric
do
Ten
you-
Hag's under a lot of pressure, and I'm not
Mark, what
Eric
did I
Ten
say
Hag
last
out.
week? What did I say last week?
He might lose his job.
I think he might lose his job. I think he's lost some of the dressing room.
No. He's not going to lose his job. Not going to lose his job.
Okay.
Let me finish this. The United board and the United team, the United club, will not sack Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
They will hold on. He can lose the next 4 games. He's not getting the sack.
Okay.
I guarantee you that. We don't have the money to sack him. That's number one.
I did
And
say
number
that
2,
in one of my football groups. I did say that.
No, I'm being dead serious.
No,
They came
I
out.
believe you. I believe you.
Yeah,
You
they
don't have
came
the
out with
money.
a statement last week saying they're fully behind Eric Ten Hag. His job is safe. In fact, there are strong, not rumors, but there are strong indications that they're preparing a new contract for him. So, yeah, Eric Ten Hag's not going anywhere. But my point is this: I am not Eric Ten Hag out, but a lot of stuff is questionable. That aside, I've become very numb towards Manchester United. I think yesterday was a lucky win. When you look at that lineup that we had by the end of the game, we had Eriksen in the number 6. We had Johnny Evans, Maguire, and Delo playing as a back 3 with Eriksen in front of them, Bruno out wide, Garnacho out on the other side, and then you had Højlund and Martial up front. That a lot of teams, Scott McTominays as well playing with Bruno.
Don't you think the Eriksen substitution made a difference?
He made a difference in the Bayern Munich game. He made a difference in the Crystal Palace game. He makes a difference, but he fades.
Like Casemiro was having a bad game,
and so was Mount. The problem you have there is that a lot of people, I've heard a lot of, so it's all over. It's not even called Twitter now, is it? It's called X. It's all over X that Scott McTominay deserves a starting lineup, a starting place now. Even on Match of the Day, Ian Wright and Danny Murphy were saying they don't understand why Scott's not being used as much, that he's underrated.
Don't you think that's managers coming in and just having their preference?
No, Scott's crap.
Like Scott is crap.
He's not good.
He's an engine, isn't it? That's what it is.
He's not even an engine though, because against Bayern Munich, he came on and he was laboured. There was a tweet of him going around, a 15-second clip of him going around on the Bayern Munich game, of him just walking around. It went nuts. It got like 45,000 hits in the first 10 minutes.
I can't.
He doesn't even buzz around. He doesn't even bring
Chris. One thing I would say, see with what you look like to call him Max Sauce, McTominay, whatever.
Sauce.
Max Sauce, Max Sauce. Him against the opposition of Bayern Munich. Come on, man. You know,
Bayern Munich were linked to him.
He has a limited skill set. Let's be honest.
Okay. Sim, you said he runs around. So what he can do at a minimum is come on and bust his ass. Run around.
Well, he got you 3 points yesterday. Without him, you didn't get those 3 points.
What my overarching point was, that's not the answer. So
no, he's
like
not.
I said,
he's not the long-term plan, obviously, is it?
Like I said, we got away with it yesterday. Pressure down, lumping balls into the box. Harry Maguire wins a header. The last kick of the game, pretty much. We get a free kick on the edge, gets posted over. We didn't even know if it was a free kick, actually. I can't remember. Gets lumped over. Harry Maguire wins it. Harry Maguire's up front. He wins it. It falls over. Scott McTominay manages to get his head on it, and we win the game. Everyone's in jubilation. Don't get me wrong. I went nuts. I threw cushions around the room. I was jumping around. I'm happy we've won. I get it.
Bro, my neighbors were, I don't even know where the neighbor, I don't know where they were, but whoever was watching the match, all I heard was bear shouting. I thought, I thought someone got nicked down. I was like,
they were probably City fans.
And I was like, oh no, they're cheering.
I'll be honest with you, man. I just feel like, see, with Max Sauce here, yes, he's not great, but I feel like in that starting 11 and how your midfield is set up, he definitely deserves to start. I think he's more lively. No, Chris, just hear me out. I'm not trying to say, I'm saying right now, how Casemiro is playing, you can admit he's playing like dog shit, yeah?
Casemiro is playing well.
Okay. Is he playing well enough like last season, or well in a way of like you're happy with his performances?
I've been happy with his last 3 performances. I think he
Exactly,
started the
Chris.
season slow.
And that's what I'm trying to say, Chris. You're 8 games in, and you say you've been happy with his last 3. The first 5, he hasn't really been the Casemiro that we all
We
been
know that about
talking about.
Casemiro, though. We know that when he first came into the United squad last season,
Yes,
and
he started off very
it
slow.
took him took him
He
3,
started
4
off,
games.
yeah,
Then when he
yeah.
got
He started
injury, when he came back off of injury, again 3, 4 games. So it takes Casemiro 3, 4 games to get going. I think his
and this
last
is
2 games have been
and this
brilliant.
is what
Against Bayern Munich,
yeah,
he was man of the match for
and,
me.
and this
Excellent.
is what I said, and this is what I was saying to you. I was saying right now, I believe Max Source, he has a right to kind of punch on. He has a right to kind of take a place right now. That's what I'm not trying to say for the course of the season. Right now, I feel like he should be allowed because Mount's not really doing anything. Yes, oh, give him credit. He's just come back from injury. Ericsson, yes, we all know he's a great player. However, he needs
Amrabat
legs
started with
beside him.
Casemiro yesterday. Look, the problem that you have is this. Your point is valid in a singular point, Sim, and so I'm not going to disregard it. Your opinion
Yeah,
is Scott's done enough to deserve a starting place. Fair. The problem with that is this. Scott is not one of Eric Ten Hag's starting players. If
no
he
way.
if he forces his way in, fair enough. But who are you dropping? So you're either dropping. So he can't play in the number 10 or out wide on left or right. So he has to
Yeah.
play in either the number 6 or number 8 role beside Casemiro
Can
or
I ask you
Amrabat.
something? Can I ask you something? Why didn't
Yep.
you not just sell him to West Ham when they offered you 35 million?
No, 30 mil. 30 mil.
Yeah, but
Because
why
we're
didn't you?
run by idiots. Because we're run by idiots. That's that. I cussed about that at the start of this season. That
Because you
we
don't
got
rate him. Clearly,
no, we rejected £60 million for Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay,
okay,
which
but that's what I'm
was
trying to say.
the
You,
most ludicrous decision I've ever seen or heard of. I don't know, is it because Amrabat wasn't in the door yet? Or because Mainu got injured, because Mainu was starting and playing. Mainu's coming back. McTominay's never seeing game time, right?
but this is what
I
I'm
don't know.
trying to say, Chris. The fact that you're saying he's never seen game time and you lot don't rate him and he's clearly not part of Eric Ten Hag's plan, getting 30 million to me, that's win-win. He's a homegrown
Of
player.
course
It's
it
not like,
is. Sim,
you know
of
what I'm trying
course
to
it is.
say?
Bro, we
That's
had,
100%
in my
profit.
opinion, let's not spend too long. Let's move on, yeah?
Yeah.
We had the worst summer. A lot of people credited us. Our summer was horrible. You forget. Same thing happened with Bruno 3 years ago in January. We're linked so strongly to Bruno in the summer, didn't get him. Wasted time. Did the same with Jadon Sancho. Courted with him, Frankie de Jong. Again, flirted with them all summer, didn't get them, waited until later. We finally got Bruno in January. When did we get him? At the end of the January window. We got spanked by Burnley 5 days before, and we couldn't create a chance. We know what an impact Bruno came in. He was like Cantona. He came in, transformed our whole season, and I think single-handedly got us top 4 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? That's what United do. They don't care, the owners, they don't care about positions. They don't care about the season. They don't care about the team. They just care about saving money, right? They will wait until the last minute. People forget Amrabat refused Bayern. He refused Juventus, stayed, didn't play for Fiorentina, didn't go on their preseason from June. June. June until the end of August, he was waiting. When did we get him? On transfer deadline day. And guess what? On loan. We haven't even bought the guy. We've got him on a season-long loan. It shows you how rubbish we are, how our infrastructure is horrible. We've got no structure. We'd already dropped points by that point. Amrabat comes in, we're playing much better. Into that midfield, we were much more solid yesterday, and he actually can drop Casemiro. You can drop Casemiro now because Amrabat's there. But we don't have that plan. We don't have that vision. Yesterday was smash and grab. I watched the game. We dominated in the wider areas. I liked when Garnacho and Anthony actually came on. They kept their width and they actually started providing balls into the box. That was the tactic now. Get the ball into the box. That's why Maguire went up for the last 10 minutes. It's a smash and grab job. I like that we have that flexibility in our team. but it doesn't really prove much in the long run because we can't play like that for the season.
No, it
McTominay,
doesn't. No,
Maguire.
it doesn't. What I'm trying to say, it doesn't prove much, yeah. But what I'm trying to say, Chris, a good worksman never blames his tools. And I feel like even if you was to blame your tools, you had an option to sell the bad tools that you have to go and get like
We
some
didn't have
half
an option.
decent
We
tools.
didn't.
Well, okay, you didn't have. Okay, you
No,
didn't
no,
have an
you're right.
option.
Sorry. You're
You
right.
didn't.
We
You
should
didn't.
have sold them. We should have
That's
sold
what I'm
them, but
trying to say. You
there's
didn't
nothing
have
much
a.
we could do about them now. We're not much we can do
No,
about it now.
and that's what I'm trying to
Because
say.
we're
My whole
idiots.
thing is, you might as well use them. If you
Guys,
can use them for the last 10 minutes or so, why not? Just use
why
them,
did you
man.
talk about the game?
No, I was just talking about the game.
No, he
I
was
was just
talking
talking
about
about the
them.
game. I was just talking about the game.
Literally
I was
just
talking about the
talking
game. I
about them.
told you when Garnacho, when Rashford. So this is the biggest issue. When Rashford, Mount, Casemiro went off, they're supposed to be our starters. The game actually changed, and we did better.
Yeah.
It's good that you have players to come in and do a job. So Harry Maguire started carrying the ball out. We went to three at the back, obviously, like I said, and it was gun ho. We started just lumping balls into the box. That's not a style. That's us
Look,
trying to win the game, and it worked. Good. I'm happy with that. But the bigger problem is this: what is our style of play? I've been saying this for weeks. When Tottenham play, I recognise Tottenham. When Arsenal play, I recognise Arsenal. City, Liverpool, I recognise them. Brighton, Villa, Newcastle. I don't know what we are. Are we a counter-attacking team? Do we 70% possession? Do we play triangles in the final third? We don't do any of that. So that's where I go back to my original point. Eric Ten Hag's got big problems. He's playing players out of position.
I blame Brentford for them losing, man.
No,
Self-sabotage.
Brentford
You went
played their
defensive. You
part.
weren't too defensive.
Brentford played their part. They played their part. At Old Trafford, they're not the first. They won't be the last. At Old Trafford, it's 60 minutes in. You're 1-0 up. You're Brentford. What are you going to do? Go in and try and attack United, knowing that we on the counter attack can devastate you, or do you try and hold your lead? And that's what they did. I think
but to lose the game in extra time.
Well, that's the risk that you take because they had chances as well. Wisa was playing well. Onana again. Oh my goodness. Guys, I've never felt so vulnerable with a goalkeeper since Schmeichel. Everything that shoots at this guy, everything that gets shot towards this guy, it goes in. Horrible
Biscuit
mistake
hands,
again.
man.
But he's got to stick with him because if he drops him now, that his confidence is going to drop. Maybe the international break would do us well, but
and that's the same with David Raya.
That's a nice segue, actually, Puz. Anyway, just to finalize on that, it was a smash and grab. I'm happy that we got the 3 points. I personally think I'm going to be saying that a lot this season, and I don't mind. If we smash and grab our way to top 4, I don't care.
I was just about to
we're
say,
far
Chris,
away.
well,
I don't care. I don't care. I will criticize Eric Ten Hag properly, but I think he's playing players out of position, and I would like to see a style and development, but he's not getting the sack, and I don't think he should get the sack. I don't think if you sack him, it's the answer, because who are you going to bring in? I don't know. But let's move on.
Zidane.
Who's that? What? De Zerbi? Zidane?
Zidane.
We'll have to pay him. We'll have to pay him ridiculous amounts of money. And I personally don't think Zidane's going to have the same problem as any manager. This is what I was saying. If you bring in a Pep, Arteta, Klopp, Ancelotti, they're going to have the same problems, which is the club shit. Club shit. Pep's going to come in and he's going to go, I don't want Maguire. I don't want McTominay. I don't want this guy. I don't want Van der Beek. I don't want Mainu. I don't want these players. Get them out. And the club's going to go, nah, sorry, can't sell him.
I don't think so. I think the club will respect Pep and they'll be like, we've actually got a chance here.
Nonsense.
Bro, it's Pep.
It's nonsense. I don't care.
Look.
What I'm trying to say to you is this. No manager. So Alex Ferguson couldn't do it, right? No manager is going to come into this club. No manager's going to come into this club and work under these owners. They're not. Pep will come in and he will say, he might improve players. We know he'll do that. He might improve our style. We know he'll do that. He'll get more out of them, maybe. But he's going to hit the same problems. He's going to want to improve the team. There's going to be no money. And he's going to be stuck with the same players. Simple. We all know that. We know that as well. You know that, Puz. You're just winding me up, mate.
I'm not.
You think Pep will come in
No,
what?
I think the management, if Pep was to come into Man United, management would be like, do you know what? We've actually got a chance here. Let's buck up our ideas and
What are
let's
you
give him what
talking?
he needs.
We've got Puz. These are the kind of
They
comments
will
which
find it.
really wind
No,
me up
bro.
because you're not a United fan. You don't know the ins and outs. We have no money.
Bro, what
We have no money.
you think the owners can't find money from somewhere?
Puz, the owners haven't put a single penny into this club. It's all from Manchester United. We have no money. We have £1 billion worth of debt. Financial fair play is real, bro. We have, against our wages, the debt that we have to levy off, okay? We don't have 200, 300, 400 mil. We have to sell to buy. Guess what? We had an offer. We had an offer for Scott McTominays of 30 mil. We rejected it. Why? Why did we do that? Because
we can save you on days like yesterday.
No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Great.
But Chris, now why you see why I was trying to say, why didn't you get rid of him? Because that's 100%. You know,
I've answered this question though. I've answered the question. We didn't get rid of him because we were a poor run club. It doesn't matter if Pep was the one saying get rid of him. We wouldn't have got rid of him. We're crap. Our director of football, our scouts, our medical team, and our CEO are rubbish. They don't know anything about football. They look at a balance sheet. Scott McTominays is pure profit. His liquidity is pure profit because we didn't cost anything. He comes from the academy. They valued him at £40 million. So because they didn't hit the right numbers, they rejected the bid. They don't think like football players. They don't. If we had Qatar ownership, first and foremost, the first thing they do, they get rid of the debt. So we don't have to levy our assets against an offset sheet. So things become much clearer because there's no debt. This is what annoys me about people who comment on Man United who think it's so simple. It's not. We're shit. The club is shit. It's run shit. We are sanctioned because we have shit owners. Like, get it through your head. Pep's not going to change that. He won't. He won't. Plus, Pep wants to win. He'll be here for a season. He'll fuck off. He won't. We won't fire him. He'll just go, yeah, fuck this, and he'll go. Klopp didn't come to us after Dortmund because he described us as Disneyland. Bro, we're a shit club.